You ever get that feeling that your AI coding assistant is, well, brilliantly smart, but also just a little bit chaotic? Like it has all this incredible power, but absolutely no discipline? Today, we are diving into a feature that promises to fix that, to transform our AI helpers from these unpredictable minions into true master collaborators. Let's get into it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? You give it what seems like a simple instruction, and the AI just rushes ahead, full of enthusiasm, but it completely misses the point. It spits out code that's almost right, which kicks off this frustrating back and forth of fixes and rework. Honestly, it feels less like a partnership and a lot more like babysitting.
And this image just nails the core issue perfectly. Think about Gru and his minions. The minions are smart, they're capable, they're super eager to help. But without Gru's master blueprint, all that energy just descends into pure chaos. Well, it's the exact same thing with AI. Raw intelligence without a structured plan, it can create way more problems than it solves. What we really need is that master blueprint.
So this brings us to what we can call the minion problem. It's that built-in tendency for an AI to just jump straight into action without really thinking through the consequences. It's this rush to code that so often ignores the bigger picture.
So what does this chaos actually look like when you're working? Well, the AI skips the most crucial part, brainstorming. It just starts hammering out features with no clear roadmap, which means it almost always misses the important stuff, like edge cases or accessibility. And the result? You, the developer, are left cleaning up the mess, dealing with a pile of technical debt, and just wasting time you could have spent actually building something cool. It's basically mission failure, all caused by a lack of discipline.
But what if we could actually give our AI that master blueprint? What if we could enforce discipline and structure on every single task? Well, that is the exact idea behind a new feature called Claude Code Skills.
To put it simply, skills are like executable expertise. They are predefined, totally mandatory workflows that force the AI to follow a specific series of steps. It can't skip ahead, it can't just rush to code, it has to follow the plan, just like the minions have to follow Gru's blueprint.
So, the crucial thing here is how this completely changes the dynamic. Skills act as mandatory checkpoints. They fundamentally override the AI's default behavior of just write some code. This simple but really powerful idea transforms the AI from just a smart autocomplete tool into a true, structured partner in the whole development process.
Now, theory's great and all, but let's see how this actually works in the real world. We're going to walk through a case study, a complete UX redesign of a web page managed from start to finish using nothing but Claude Code Skills.
This whole mission was broken down into 5 distinct phases, and each one was governed by a specific skill. We're going to go through each one to see exactly how all this structure leads to a way better outcome. Let's start with phase 1, brainstorming.
Right away, the mission begins not with code, but with questions. Instead of taking a vague request like, hey, make this page look better, the brainstorming skill kicks in and forces a structured conversation to actually define what better even means.
And just look at the quality of these questions. The AI is asking about brand identity, user priorities. It's even presenting common UI patterns to choose from. It's no longer just passively waiting for instructions. It's actively collaborating with you to refine the project requirements before a single line of code gets written.
Okay, so once the design goals are crystal clear, the next skill is invoked, writing a plan. And we're not talking about a loose set of ideas here. This is a precise multitask implementation plan that becomes the single source of truth for the entire project.
Now look at the level of detail we're talking about in this plan. It's got the exact file paths to modify, code snippets to use, specific commands to verify the work is done correctly, and even pre-written git commit messages. It is an incredibly thorough blueprint that leaves zero room for ambiguity, which prevents all those costly misunderstandings later on.
All right, this is where it gets really sophisticated. Instead of just running through the plan in one long, single-threaded chat session, the AI acts as an orchestrator. It actually spins up new, isolated AI agents to handle specific tasks from the plan. One agent to execute the code, and another one to review it. This creates a workflow that basically mimics the automated build and testing processes that pro dev teams use. It means tasks get done faster, and you get an automated quality check built right in.
Inevitably, things go wrong. It's just part of the job. But when a bug pops up, the AI doesn't just start guessing and throwing stuff at the wall. Nope. A specific skill for systematic debugging gets triggered, forcing a logical, disciplined approach to finding and fixing the problem.
And this four-step process, it's completely non-negotiable. The AI must investigate the root cause, look for similar patterns, form a testable hypothesis, and only then can it implement effects. This completely prevents that frustrating cycle of random trial and error fixes that, let's be honest, often make things even worse.
And finally, before the mission can be marked as complete, one last skill runs. The AI has to provide concrete proof that the job is done and done correctly. It runs the verification commands from the original plan, and it captures the output as hard evidence. This isn't about just saying it works, it's about proving it. This final step builds so much trust and ensures that what actually gets shipped is what was requested.
So after seeing that whole discipline process from start to finish, what does it all really add up to? Well, the difference between working with and without this kind of structure is staggering. It's literally the difference between chaos and control.
On the left, you've got the typical interaction, that chaotic scribble. It's a rush to code, misunderstandings, reactive fixes, and just frustration. The end result is almost always technical debt. But on the right, you have the skilled approach, that single, well-oiled gear. You have a mandatory brainstorming session, a detailed plan, systematic execution, and a verified completion. The result isn't just about speed, it's about quality, reliability, and shipping fewer bugs.
You know, this really represents a fundamental shift in how we can think about working with AI. It's about moving beyond just using AI to type faster and moving towards using it to help us think and work better.
And this, right here, is the key takeaway. AI is evolving from a tool that helps with syntax to a partner that helps with the entire process. It can enforce best practices, make sure quality is built in from the very beginning, and offload that huge mental burden of managing a complex workflow.
And what's really fascinating, something I didn't expect, is that this isn't just about making the AI better. It actually makes the human developer better too. By working inside these expert-designed workflows, you start to internalize them yourself. Skills enforce good habits, and they turn every single task into a practical lesson, helping you adopt the playbooks of really senior engineers.
So, we'll end with this question. Just imagine for a second, you could take the battle-tested processes of the best engineers in the world and make them the default, non-negotiable workflow for every single task you do. What impossible project suddenly becomes possible? What would you build? The future of AI-assisted development, it's not just about writing code faster, it's about building better, more reliable software right from the ground up.